Hey guys, welcome back to the Untitled Sonic project, the environmental devlog. I wish I could say devlog, but I haven't done nothing to contribute to the coding or sound making of this game. I'm just here to make the map look pretty. The coders have managed to add in a little zip line to the game, so we're reworking the level 1, the starting level of the game, different from the episode you saw last time. So they've given me this map. It's just a starting area, and but it wants to extend upwards further on. So I'm just here to make the beginning of the level look pretty. Also, I'll say this now: the team is trying to figure out a name for the game. So if you guys have any ideas on the name of the game, let us know in the comments. Join our Discords, tell us there, and let's see what we can do to this map. So straight off the bat, if you've seen the last episode, we exported the terrain into Maya, so we had more freedom for modeling. And I started off with, I started off making a ground plane, just quickly modeling out the ground where the player can go. I spent a bit of time on this, trying to make all the typology all good, everything good. But I ended up not using this for a reason you'll see soon. But if you see me working on it in the background, just ignore it. But I come back to modeling the sides of the walls, just little outskirts where the player can't go through, the boundary of the player. I quickly modeled out a cliff-looking face. I also went right around the map, giving it a bit of randomness, but grabbing some faces, extruding it out a bit. You see me still working on the ground, but just ignore that. I went straight into Substance Painter, sorry, I forgot the name, and then I chucked on the same textures as the last episode. I saved it as a preset, so it was much easier to grab. I also extended out the outskirts a bit. I thought it would help blend in better with the terrain, so that the player won't be able to reach this area, but I thought it might help, adding a bit of merging depth. But as you can see, when I tried testing out the game, Sonic's not meant to fly. I don't know what happened here at the beginning, and I thought something was wrong with the collisions or something. I don't know. I thought some sort of script was meant to be added. So I did a bit of diving, bit of digging, found absolutely nothing, and decided just to delete the ground plane. And I went back to using the terrain from Unity, and I was like, you know what? This could work out if I just chuck on a snow texture on it and then merge it better with the environment that I'm making. The start, this is what we have now. This is what it looks like. And then I also went back into the terrain painter, and I just painted in some trees just to liven up the place a bit, give it a bit of vegetation. It feels better, I like it, it looks nicer. And then I wanted to add something in the background, something big and obscure, so I ended up grabbing a cube and just scaling it all the way up and just extruding it in different directions. And then I ended up trying to sculpt out the side of a mountain, because I thought, we're in a snowy area, mountains are common. I removed the backside of it because the player won't be seeing it, saving a bit of polygons. And then I ended up with this surface. I moved it into Substance Painter again and added the same textures, but just bumped it up with a bit of noise for the snow to give it like a bit of splashiness for the snow. And that's the result I ended up with. I was pretty happy with it, so I exported it to Unity. And then I scaled the model as big as I could, which kind of fit the theme of it being a distant mountain, but still close enough for us to see it. slapped on that texture and it felt pretty good. After positioning the distant mountain, I went around the Unity terrain brush and I sculpted the layer of snow. It's something that makes all the models, the custom models I made, blend in better with the environment. I also went over with the trees just to bring more vegetation out to the world. I also removed the left side of the lake because I felt like a little pond wouldn't work out. So I extended the water to make it feel like it was attached to the ocean of some sort. So it made the place feel bigger, more open. And it worked. I jumped into the game, had a look around. This is me just admiring what I've done so far. I was having a look at the mountain. The mountain seemed a little too shiny. I turned down the roughness later on, but if you can see in the background, I also used the Unity terrain to like merge the side of the custom models to make it look like the ice was forming at the bottom or like the top layer of the water. I didn't try to find a better snow texture, but I wasn't having too much luck with that. So this is me just trying my best to fix the snow color because it was too white. Like, I'll come back later to that. I then came in with the same mountain mesh and I just scaled it up because it felt too empty in the background or the starting area. And you can see it brings like how tiny we are. I like how we put the mountains there. It felt good, but you see in the background there's like a render distance clipping going on there. I wasn't too sure what was going on, so I removed the furthest one because there's no point having it if you can't see it. And I just moved that mountain a bit closer, and I jumped back in game, and it felt nice. Yeah, I felt the distance. Of course, you guys know that it's only like a one-sided mesh model, but having that there made the area, the map feel more lively. I also went back into Maya and I modeled out a chipped off ice part for because I felt like I missed the spring a few times. So I thought if I have like something you could run on along the water would help if you missed the spring in the zip line first of all, and you ran past it. I thought we shouldn't punish the player, so I made like another path of ice that the player can run along. But while testing it, I came into the same problem. Very noticeable problem. Yeah, I was doing it again. The custom models wasn't giving me the right collider. That's what I thought at the time. So I quickly DM'd Anonigan, and he said, "Oh, it's a simple fix. All I had to do was switch the layer type to ground, and that was it." I could have fixed this earlier on that like ground mesh I made earlier, but it was way too far. This is like a couple days after that. So then I decided to play around. How do I make, if the player misses the zip line and the springs, how can the player continue the map or get to the other part of the level if they're running along the ice? So this was me playing around with some of the prefabs that the team has built. They made me springs and the boosters. So pretty much they gave me a little arch or visual arch of where the spring is going to take the player. So this whole time was just me trying to find a nice alternative, multiple alternative paths to get to the second part, the upper level, where all the buildings I see in the background are. So I did a few tests, and this is what I came across. So I quickly recorded this for you guys to watch. There are now 4 alternative paths that you can take to get to the top of the level. All of them roughly take the same amount of time. If you try your best to hit them exactly, you could potentially do it faster. But having 4 felt enough, and too many paths would just be out of it. So after all that, I came in with the texture brush and just slowly merged the terrain with the Unity terrain. Oh, sorry, my bad. I slowly merged the models with the Unity terrain, giving it a better cohesiveness. So it just merges better. It looks nicer. It feels uniform. After giving it a few textures, I just quickly sat back and admired my work for a bit. It's coming a long way from what we had, just the beginning of the map. And then I saw the buildings and I realized, yeah, this is a snow cotton like ski place. So I thought to finish it all off, I'll quickly just jump back into Maya and model a few buildings. And I was thinking what kind of buildings will be out here, so I just had a quick reference search for cabins, and I really liked the look of the wooden, you know, the log cabins. So I quickly jumped back into Maya and I just sped ran a model of a cabin, a snowy cabin, and I also textured it in Substance Painter. I'm just gonna leave this in the background for you guys to watch. But if you guys are enjoying the series, if you're enjoying watching the game grow, if you've seen the first one, I recommend, if you haven't seen the first one, go watch the first one. It's how I ended up finding this dev team making a Sonic game, and also the Untitled Sonic project is not the best name for said such game. So if you guys have any idea what we should call the game, what the name of the game should be called, please join the Discord, leave it in the comments, let us know, because we're all deciding. We might set up a poll, see if you guys want to come give us your input, let us know what you think, how we should improve the game. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the speedrun. After all that was done, the model of the cabin was complete. So I dragged it into Unity, scaled it up a bit, getting the right size for cabin size house, slapped on the textures, and boom, we had a cabin. Wow. And then I had an extra plane inside just to get the interior of the place. It gives it a like a box room of the model, so you can see it moving, a little parallax as you run past it, but it's not filled with detail. It's the same technique that they used in Spider-Man, where the apartment inside is just a little box with a texture in the middle. So we did that, and then I also wanted to add a little something special. I added a little guy who lives in the house, and I gave him one of Sonic's catchphrases. And if you look in the house at the right angle, you can see it's a little guy with Sonic's catchphrase, "You gotta go fast." Also, I wanted to add a little bit of a light. You know how cabins have a light in the house? But I had it a bit too bright, so I had to tone that back a bit. And I gave it a nice yellowy color, initiate the idea that the light is inside the cabin. And as running past it, it felt good, but it felt too open, so I quickly modeled and slapped on a texture for curtains. So who wouldn't want anyone to see a blue hedgehog running past, staring through your window? So after adding that, I felt like the cabin was complete. I then came around to, I used the same prefab of the cabin to extend the little starting area. I didn't want to model on another one because there would be just more models, so I used the same prefab and I just angled it in a way where it wouldn't look like the same cabin. I also used it to merge with this other cabins to try and build some sort of unique shaping houses, and I also stacked them on top of each other to give it like height, trying to give this little cabin village a unique feel. You know, it's not just all level, it's not just all flat. You can see me like stacking it on top of each other, and it works. You know, it gives us a little place, a nice populated area. Also went around with the Unity terrain, just like fluffing up the snow a bit, adding a few more trees, and that's what we got so far. If you've made it this far into the video and you're enjoying this series, please follow, like, subscribe if you want to see more of this. I'm going to be posting more of this level like evolving. Really enjoy working on this game, and I hope you guys enjoy watching me work on the game as well. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, or what we can do, names for the game, please just let us know in the comment. You know, join our Discord, let us know, tell us in there. We'll tell you what we're doing, what we're working on, and I hope you guys all have a good day. And I'll see you guys later. Stay chillin'.